How's it going, everybody? Hope you're doing well. In this episode, I would like to actually tackle this thing called imposter syndrome. Imposter syndrome is something that plays a huge part in the beginning of your career as you get started and as you find so many other professionals that are super talented that have been in the industry for a long time. You start to feel a little bit like perhaps you are not cut out for the job, right? So this plays a massive part in your head psychologically. Sometimes it's a bit too much, especially as you actually are in a high pressure environment. So I would like to talk to you about how to deal with it and some of the examples that I've been through in my professional career, and also how to actually kind of succeed while having this in the back of your mind and eventually squash it down and not have to think about it ever again, because you can use it to your advantage in the long run. So, welcome to episode 41. Let's get to it. As you get into the industry, you start realizing that you've worked really hard. When you were in your bubble, perhaps university, school, whatever, you were a big deal. Everyone gave you props because you were so talented. So when you actually did your work, no matter what you did, it was excellent and everyone praised you for it. And all of a sudden you find yourself being a small fish in a big pond, and you have lots of professionals around you. They have not only much more experience than you will have, but they are much better at doing what you're doing. This actually is really disheartening for new people that join the industry, because you start to feel like you'll never get to their level. Rest assured, and believe me when I say this, they most likely feel the same way as you about other people. Not you, but about other people. When I met my mentor, Jason Ryan, face-to-face, I was in LA, he also as well, he invited me for a meal so we can have a chat and all that stuff. He mentioned something that to me was incredibly deep and is still with me till today. I was actually kind of telling him how much I was thankful for his mentorship, for his time. I know that he had a lot of things going on, but the fact that he took time to mentor me and teach me animation and all that stuff was incredibly important to me, and I was very thankful, and I wanted to be like him whenever I became a professional. He said, Harvey, just like you want to be like me, I want to be like someone. To me, my hero is Glenn Keane. I want to be like Glenn Keane one day. And it's crazy to think that someone that had so much experience, that had achieved so much, still had a goal and still felt like it was not the best work that he could do. He kind of felt like he actually had another level that he could achieve, and there was still plenty of years to go until he actually achieved that level. So it was incredibly important to me to actually hear that. Just like you feel intimidated by others feel intimidated by other people much higher than them that they want to achieve. So think more about along those lines, because what happens at that point is that your mind starts shifting and then you start seeing it as a positive. Because whenever you get to your work and you see people that are much better than you, especially people that inspire you, you start looking at them, and instead of feeling intimidated, you start looking at them as a mentor, as someone that you can learn new things from. That is really important, because your mind shifts. At least that's what happened to me. My mind shifted from wanting to achieve a certain goal and then reach it and then it's done, to always striving to actually improve myself, and that takes a lifetime. And that is much more fulfilling than getting to a certain goal, because life, technology, animation, art, it's constantly moving. So it's impossible for you to actually learn everything that you need to learn, because there's always new things coming up and there's always new things that you have to learn. Make sure that you always learn and keep yourself inspired, and think about the fact that just like you feel intimidated by others, those other people that you feel intimidated by, they have other people above them that they also feel the same way. And that will probably start giving you a little bit of a reassurance on how to go about it. Now that you actually found out that there is people out there that you can actually start to look up to instead of feeling intimidated by, how do you deal with this imposter syndrome? Because you're still going to have it in the back of your mind, and it's still going to be nagging you from time to time, especially when you have a bad day on how to actually deal with these feelings of like, now I have a bad day, someone told me that my animation is not good enough, my art is not good enough. That voice in your mind that tells you that you actually are not good enough is really loud, and it will only get louder with time. I have met quite a few people in the industry that are so determined in actually showcasing what they know for many years that they don't really listen to other people, and that creates like a bit of a problem, because if you don't listen and you're working in an environment that is very collaborative as a team, then you're going to end up by yourself. Don't do that, especially at the beginning of your career. Start to listen to other people and believe in this idea that the only thing you know is that you don't know nothing. This is a new company, there's new rules, there's new ways of working. So the only thing I know is that I don't know nothing about this company, about this game, about whatever. I need to shut up and listen to what people are telling me so I can absorb as much information as I can quickly so I can become really good at my job. Eventually you start feeling this sense inside of you that I got this, I really got this, I feel like I know what I'm doing. And then it's gonna level up to a point of like, actually I'm starting to learn more or know more than others. And at that point, you can start talking. At that point, you can start being like, no, guys, look, I think you guys are going this way, but perhaps this other way is better. But it takes time. It will take you months, years to actually get to that point. As Epictetus once said, you have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so you should listen twice as much as you speak. And that is very, very true. If you do that, you start actually changing your mindset. If you change your mindset, all of a sudden you feel better about yourself because you're listening more than you're talking, and you're learning constantly, becoming a sponge. So all of those people that are actually becoming blockers for you, those people that speak a bit too much and have the sense that they always have to show off, you will be better than them eventually because you are absorbing, you're being a sponge. That is a good thing. So now you have 2 tools, right? On the short term, as soon as you actually kind of get faced with that reality, you start realizing that actually you can find mentors around that can teach you much more, and that's a good thing. You can also know and be safe in the idea that the only thing you know is that you don't know nothing. That is also good. So you start listening and you start taking in the information. On the long term though, know that there will always be people better than you. And that reality bothers a lot of people because you want to be that person that knows it all, and you want to be that person that is the best at whatever they do, right? Just like sports, whatever it is, you want to be the Michael Jordan, the LeBron. But just know that in arts, in this collaborative environment they will have, there's always going to be people that are going to be better than you, that are going to know more than you. Those people are trying to actually, most likely 9 times out of 10, help you out. But it might be that in your ears, you might hear just negativity. So who do you think you are, right, to tell me these things? Don't fight it. There's always going to be people out there that obviously are not so nice, but try to listen as much as possible. Even for the people that actually perhaps don't like you very much, try to listen, try to pay attention, try to actually be that person that listens to others, that takes on the advice, no matter if it's actually from someone that perhaps can be a bit rough. Not everyone can be nice to you at all times, but keep that open mind, try to listen, and try to make the most out of it. So yeah, just try to actually kind of beat this syndrome that is a pain in the ass. It will take you years to actually go over this. But once you do, it's going to be liberating, because the only thing you know is that you don't know nothing. That is great. It's a great saying, and it's completely true. And the more years go past in this industry, doing this job, the more I realize that. There's always going to be people that know more than you, but at the same time, the positive thing is that you can learn from them. And if you really truly listen and learn from them, you're going to be a much better artist, a much better person because of it. You're going to achieve much more, and you're going to assimilate some of those things, the learnings that the other person has, and you're going to take them with you. It's almost like a shortcut to winning. So yeah, that's all I had for you guys this week. So I hope it helps you out. I hope that you actually don't stumble in the same problems that I did. I hope some of these rules, some of these tips help you out overall. And if they do, awesome stuff. Leave a comment down below if you have experienced it, or if you are experiencing it right now. Tell me how you feel. I'll try to actually answer as many questions as I can. And if you have beaten And if you are over it and you feel good and you have tips on how to help out people, please leave them down below. Once again, it's a mental thing, so I think when it comes to mental situations and mental hurdles, we have to be very careful because different people take it in different ways. So any help that you guys can give, leave a comment down below because I'm sure it will help other animators as well. I hope you guys have a great rest of the week, and as always, stay well, stay safe. Peace.